Boss Rush is back, and this time it has Zacian, as well as Reggie Rock, Reggie Steel, and Reg Ice. And in this video, I am going to show you how I attempted to get top 500 squad ranking in this mode. And just to make this a little more fun, I decided to do this without any help from any squad members or friends. And before I get into the rest of the video, I just wanted to say I hope you enjoy. And this is a bit of a different type of video that I am doing here. I'm doing a voiceover during this whole video with some gameplay in the background. So hopefully all of you enjoy and think it's interesting. I don't know how often I will do this, but I wanted to try something new for this video, and hopefully you enjoyed. This challenge took a lot of time. I'll get into that actually when I get into the video, but it took about maybe like 50 hours plus to actually do all of this. So hopefully you enjoy, and time to get back into the video, and I appreciate everything that comes from this video. So thank you, and let's get back into it. The first thing I wanted to discuss was the mode I chose to do this challenge on. So you have 3 different modes, being casual, intermediate, and expert. Each one of these modes varies in difficulty, with casual being pretty simple with no additional challenges, intermediate getting the extra challenge of the boss having more health, and expert being the challenge of the boss has more health with faster basic attacks and also reduced move cooldowns. With these different challenges, there's even a difference in the amount of points that you will receive in each challenge. Obviously, the harder one gives you more points, while the easier ones give you less points. With all that in mind, which one do you even pick? You could pick the casual mode and have a little challenge but also receive little points. You could pick the intermediate mode and have some more challenge, making it harder to get points, but you will still get decent points. Or you could pick the expert mode and risk not even beating the boss, but getting a ton of points if you actually manage to beat it. This is probably one of the most crucial decisions that I will have to make for this mode in order to complete this challenge, because if I pick the wrong mode, then I risk not having enough time to beat the challenge, and I spend so much time wasting it on just not getting enough points. And if I pick the right mode, then I could definitely beat the challenge, and if it's even possible. That's the other thing, is I don't even know if it is possible. I assume it is, but I don't know for sure yet, because I've never done it. And from what I know, no one has ever tried this challenge before either. So, is it even possible to do it, even if I do pick the right choice? But assuming this challenge is possible, I decided to go with the intermediate mode. I did this because I thought I could get enough flexibility and earn enough points while being flexible with my picks. I didn't have to solely rely on one character or a couple characters, as I would probably need to do for expert, and I could also gain a lot more points than I would get from casual, and consistently be able to beat the boss with enough time to earn decent points at least. This decent amount of points per round is still not really too much. I only earned about 250 to 300 points every single match. And then assuming it takes about a minute to find a match, a minute to actually pick characters and load in the match, and then maybe 3 to 4 minutes to actually beat all the bosses on an average time span, it takes maybe about 5-6 minutes to actually do a single round of this and only earn maybe 200 to 300 points. And if I continue with these numbers, that would mean that in an hour I maybe only can do 10 matches, meaning I would only have a total of 2,500 to about 3,000 points at the end of that hour, which is not a lot of points, especially considering that several teams, if they play for an hour, they can earn maybe like 10,000 points. You can combine that with the fact that teams can have up to 30 players at a time on their team. So that means they can also do 6 battles at a time for their team, because the matches are teams of 5, and 30 divided by 5 is 6, meaning you can get 6 matches at a time, earning maybe about 10,000 points an hour. Now, I don't know the exact team math because I didn't do this with a team, but imagine that an average team can earn a ton more points than I can, just simply because they have more players and they can play more often with a bonus because you get a point bonus if you actually play with a squad member. With this known, it just makes this challenge sound even more impossible because there's just more players helping other teams, and I have to play so often and try and do so much all by myself with zero coordination, and it just makes it sound like this challenge is pretty pointless because how can you beat this? But even if this challenge is impossible, I still wanted to do it because Boss Rush is one of my favorite modes in this game. I've been playing this game since it came out on day one. And I played it every day and been through every single meta. And speaking of the meta, this meta is just not that enjoyable. It's Zacian, Comfey, Trevenant, and all of these other terrors, and it's just not enjoyable. And Boss Rush, I thought, was a perfect escape from this meta. You just don't need to think as much about it. You just play, enjoy, and have fun, and that's all I did. Sometimes, though, this was not that fun. I had several moments of this challenge where I felt like stopping. It was very hard because this is me playing about 7 hours at least a day on this one game. And there's several points in each of these days where you just lose like 10 matches in a row and you can't even beat the 3 bosses, even though they are much easier. Part of what kept me in this challenge, though, is me just trying to get my goal. I had wanted this so badly. I thought it would be such a fun idea. And it was fun, like I said, but there were just some moments where it just felt painful. So what I did is I listened to music, I had some songs going, I tried different characters, I did whatever I could to try and keep myself in this. And obviously while I'm doing all this, I'm trying not to get sick. And luckily I never got sick because of it. I would feel even worse actually about doing the challenge if I actually did get sick. But yeah, no, I wanted to stay healthy. I wanted to eat all the food I can a day. I wanted to sleep as much as I could. And every moment of this challenge, I was also competing against all of these other players and teams who also wanted to hit goals like I did. And they had a much easier time at this than me because they were all playing it together and just making it much harder for me to grow. So every time I grow, they're growing as well. So it's not only a thing of I have to keep playing, it's also that I have to play better than these teams who are just constantly doing more than I can in one moment. The first few days were probably the easiest to grow in this challenge because there were just less people trying to hit their goals because they knew they had the rest of the week to do it. And I didn't. I couldn't wait till the last moment like them. I had to start as early as I could. So at the end of the first day, I got about top 2,000. And then the second day, I was top 1,000. And it might seem like I'm quickly growing at this point, but I'm not. Because as I go up, it just gets harder and harder. Because there's more teams and more teams willing to actually fight as much as they can to get their spots. Because at the end of the third day, I only got maybe like top 700 or something. And by the end of the fourth day, I actually managed to hit top 500. I was like 490 at the end of it. But obviously, as I sleep, I lose points as well. So I went down to like 600 again. And this is the time to where more people are starting to play. So it's now the fifth day, and I barely get top 500 again. I actually managed to get like 450. But then once again, I sleep, and I'm not going to not sleep for this challenge because, like I said, I want to stay healthy. I don't want to make myself sick. But anyways, I fall again, and I'm back down to barely out of top 500. So next day, day 6, I go very hard. I start going very hard on the last 2 days because I knew this is the moment where I either get it and complete the challenge or I don't do it at all and I fail. And I don't want to fail this challenge. I put way too much time into this. By now, I've done at least like 30 hours worth of time in this game. Probably more, maybe like 35. And day 6 goes by and I hit like top 400. But once again, I fall out of top 500 and I realize I've spent so long, but I'm not staying in this goal here. So what I decide to do on the very last day, just to guarantee my spot in top 500, I actually pushed further than top 500. I decided, you know what? Do you know what's better than top 500? Maybe top 300. Maybe top 250. Maybe even top 100. And I decided to go for that rather than just limit myself to top 500. Because I knew by doing that, I might not even stay in top 500. I could still so easily fall out of it at this point. So that's what I did. I spent probably on the last day the most amount of time I have on this game in one sitting. I spent maybe like 10 to 12 hours just playing this game on that last day, just because I knew I wanted this challenge. This was a challenge I have been looking for, and I've been wanting to do something like this for so long, and I saw my moment. I saw that I could actually complete this challenge and show that, hey, look at what I can do in this game, and show my skills and show that I know how to play this game and I am willing to play this game to the very end. And that's what I did. I figured about 20,000 points a day, which would be about 140,000 points by the end of the week, would be enough to complete the challenge for me and at least be somewhat safe. I was able to hit my point total, luckily, and hopefully that's enough to earn me my badge. And that's the big question all of you are probably wondering is, did I actually complete this challenge? Did I get top 500 by myself in a mode that seems so hard to do? Because it was very hard, and I did. This is me looking in my mail, just seeing I got my reward. And there it is, the Season 5 Top 500 medal. I did this challenge, and we're going to see more of it here. But yeah, I'm happy. That's all I really can say about it. I am so happy I was able to do this, and I was able to complete this challenge. And I had a lot of fun doing it. It was hard. It was very hard. But, you know, I stuck through it. I did it, and I couldn't be happier. So, hopefully all of you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I'm going to let this match play out, but that's the end of this video. I don't normally say this much, but if you enjoyed and if you thought this was a good challenge and want to see more stuff like this, I would appreciate any support given, because I do work hard for this, and I wanted to do something like this just to show that you can do it. And hopefully all of you enjoy, like I said, and thank you all for watching, and I appreciate every bit of support I get on this video, and I hope you guys enjoy and want to see more. So thank you once again for watching, and goodbye.